Welcome to Awake and Activate. The secret is within us. 11 signs your third eye is open. Symbols and scriptures on the pineal gland. And the philosophy of consciousness. This is part 2 of the series on getting the third eye activated, opened, and getting into the higher levels of consciousness. Now let's talk a little bit more about the third eye. The open third eye is also known as the middle eye of Shiva, the eye of Horus, and the horn of a unicorn. The temple of Ma'at in early Egypt was dedicated to the process of opening the third eye. The third eye is an etheric or fourth dimensional eye. It acts as a sensitive receiver and a transmitter by which the vibrations of different types can be translated, interpreted, and dispersed into our third dimensional brains to gain wisdom and illumination. Through this eye, inner planes, thought forms, and higher entities are perceived. A better sense of cause and effect is also acquired. All eyes need a lens to give meaning to a perceived light sensation, including the third eye. The third eye lens is located in our aura, just in front of our 6th chakra. The psychic construct of this lens is a part of the discipline that leads to the accurate perception of our inner eye. By using this point in our aura as a focal point during meditation, we can facilitate the development of our third eye lens. Using this form of meditation also facilitates the theta wave consciousness. Here we have the Egyptian Eye of Horus or Eye of Ra, which is plainly depicting the pineal gland located in the center of the brain. And yet again, another image in the Egyptian hieroglyphs of depicting the third eye or the pineal gland, the pituitary gland, the hypothalamus, and all of these in conjunction to have that third eye mystical awakening. Now, in the scriptures, we also have many references to the third eye or the pineal gland or the third eye opening. In Genesis chapter 28, we hear of Jacob's ladder. In verse 11, on reaching a certain place, he spent the night there because the sun had set. And taking one of the stones from that place, he put it under his head and lay down to sleep. Verse 12, and Jacob had a dream of a ladder that rested on the earth with its top reaching the heaven, and God's angels were going up and down the ladder, or otherwise known as ascending and descending up and down from the ladder. Genesis 32, Jacob wrestles with God. Verse 26, then the man said, let me go, for it is daybreak. But Jacob replied, I will not let you go unless you bless me. Verse 27, what is your name? The man asked. Jacob, he replied. Verse 28, then the man said, your name will no longer be Jacob, but Israel, for you have struggled with God and with man, and you have prevailed. Verse 29, and Jacob requested, please tell me your name. But he replied, why do you ask my name? Then he blessed Jacob there. Verse 30, so Jacob named the place Peniel, saying, indeed I have seen God face to face, and yet my life was spared. And here yet again we have another reference to the third eye or the pineal gland. The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thy eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. Matthew chapter 6 verse 22, King James Version.
11 symptoms your third eye is fully opened. 1. You feel an intense pressure between your eyebrows. When your third eye starts to manifest itself, it triggers the pineal gland to grow energetically, which can make you feel an intense pressure that seems like something is pushing in the area between your brows. It may also feel as if someone is touching lightly on your forehead, or you may feel a sensation of warmth that is spreading. These sensations could happen anytime, even when you're not tuning in spiritually. 2. You start to get conscious of your eating habits. A fully open third eye draws you to eat the right foods that serves you energetically, nourishes you, and raises your vibration. You start to become extra sensitive to foods that have lots of toxins. It's because your body is undergoing a restructuring and rebalancing state that are necessary in your awakening process. Your body eliminates substances that can't serve you well. 3. Your perception goes beyond duality. As your third eye opens, your perception starts to expand and you feel the oneness of all things. You can't see any separation between yourself and others. Instead, you experience yourself as everyone and everything. 4. You see many synchronicities and alignments happening in your life. Because you're moving into higher consciousness, you understand that there's no coincidences, only synchronicities that are slowly manifesting in your life. People or events may appear before you just in time that you need them, or you see repeating numbers that lets you know you're being spiritually guided. 5. Your thought patterns change and your mind expands. Your old thought patterns are no longer working the way they used to as a result of your increased concentration and focus. The thoughts that aren't aligned with your current reality are slowly dispersing. Energetic information from the higher realms that plays an integral part in your purpose are being presented to you. 6. You have a heightened sensitivity to lights and sounds. With the opening of your third eye comes your hypersensitivity to lights and sounds. Your choice of music changes to cater the need to listen only to what's soothing to you and eliminate those that are disturbing your emotions. Also, when you meditate, you're likely to see stronger and brighter lights. 7. You're more prone to headaches. You may feel pressure in your head that may alarm you. But this is a sign that the Kundalini energy is activating the final stages of your third eye opening. As your pineal gland is developing, this Kundalini energy rises up and builds up near the pineal gland to energize the third eye chakra. 8. You find a sense of purpose. As your perception gets clearer and your awareness expands, you start to notice everything around you, not only the positive, but including the negativities of life. You notice in your environment and the people around you things that are not in alignment with who you are. This bigger perspective draws you to conclusions and ignites the desire to do the things that have purpose, meaning, and give you a sense of who you are. You follow what feels right with a firm belief that you're able to handle all things that come before you. 9. You have lucid and vivid dreams. The pineal gland regulates our sleep cycle. A fully open third eye means you sleep much better, which could often result to vivid and lucid dreaming. This gives you the ability of having the control of your dreams if you only know how. Your infinite self has infinite possibilities even in your state of sleep. 10. You have an enhanced psychic abilities and higher states of consciousness. When your third eye is fully opened, your telepathic communication is increased, resulting in the development of your clairvoyance, clairsentience, and extrasensory perceptions. You begin to sense when something bad is about to happen or may pick up cues when people have wrong intentions. You become more empathic and more intuitive. 11. You see the truth in all things. Functioning in higher frequencies and energy levels, you start seeing the truth as it is. You naturally hear the voice of nature and the lies that's being presented to you from outside sources. You can see beyond things, labels, and the old structures being used to program the people. You see the meaning behind the things as well as the connectedness of everything. Everything seems to be more alive, conscious, and communicate with you through frequencies and energies.
When we're thinking about the philosophy of the conscious awareness, I think therefore I am. You've probably heard that phrase before, attributed to the French philosopher René Descartes. It is an interesting idea, and the more you think about it, the more interesting it gets. You see, while humans are not entirely unique in our ability to be self-aware, we are unique in the ability to be aware of our awareness. Think about that for a minute. The human mind is pretty fascinating that many philosophers have dedicated their careers to studying our conscious awareness, or the things that we are aware of being aware of. I hope you enjoyed this part 2. Look forward to part 3. If you have not yet had your third eye or born from above experience, there'll be a list coming up in part 3 of things that you can do to enhance that for yourself. And you guys have yourself a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon.